Now at 6, a unanimous decision in the Kansas House sends a child protection bill on to a Senate vote. Plus, public discussions continue as a proposed nuclear reactor in southeast Kansas raises some concerns. And a nonprofit in Joplin provides a safe place for kids after school in tonight's edition of Doing Good.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A bill that would increase penalties for child endangerment advances in the Kansas legislature. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Benny's bill was prompted by a case in Pittsburgh in 2024 when a child was left unattended and unbuckled in his bouncer. The child rolled over and suffocated, suffering severe brain damage that's left him with cerebral palsy and dependent on a feeding tube. The daycare workers responsible for that incident received what some consider light sentences for misdemeanor charges. Benny's bill would increase penalties for crimes like that when the victim is under 6 years old. The bill has now passed in the Kansas House unanimously, 124-0. Goes to the state Senate next. If it passes there and gets the governor's signature, it's going to go into effect in July. Officials at an industrial park in Labette County continue to speak with residents after the announcement that it will be the location of a pilot underground nuclear reactor. The Great Plains Development Authority invited people out to express concerns as a divide in opinion on that project continues. KOAM's Nellie Lopez reports.
It's a national experiment. They're looking at Parsons to see if they can do this project. And if they can do this project here, they're going to take it nationwide.
Marjorie Reynolds helped create the Prairie Dog Alliance, formed to share information and concerns about the Deep Fission project near Parsons. One of those topics concerning proper regulatory reviews was addressed by the director of the Great Plains Industrial Park.
This group has to go through several gating processes with KDHE, with DOE, as well as the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. So they can't go past any step unless those groups are happy with them. And those groups have the experts. And that's where I think people need to trust in the process, is that we as Great Plains are not the experts. We are trusting in our governmental organizations who hire scientists, who hire experts. So that is our trustworthy process.
He also clarified to residents that the land was approved for a nuclear plant years ago and was done so publicly.
Our zoning was approved back in 2012 for a nuclear site. That was publicly approved. The redevelopment plan for Great Plains Industrial Park. So again, it's not something we're trying to do that we're not zoned for.
It's not just answers, but public answers the residents want. Reynolds recently declined a private meeting with Deep Fission's officials.
I'm not going to have a private meeting with this company. It would be disrespectful to my community. It would be disrespectful to the people that are joining Prairie Dog Alliance in trying to educate the public and find out what this company plans to do in the future and what their project entails.
Expressing her and others' needs about public transparency. In Parsons, Kansas, Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
Reams plans to host a meeting where the public can engage with the Deep Fission company. A date has not yet been set for that. It's been warm and windy. A change is coming. Let's check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz.
Yeah, thanks, Dow. Our red flag warning here, or enhanced fire risk, still in effect till 8 o'clock. And actually, a few new developments to tell you about here. So this area is circled here. The National Weather Service in Tulsa actually had a fire warning issued. It expired at 6 p.m. It's still going right now, but there was a wildfire extending into West Washington County. But then we zoom in a little bit closer here. Currently ongoing, there's a large grass fire about half a mile long. People are being evacuated along East 295 and 4300 Road in we're seeing Rogers Wildland Task Force, Big Cabin Fire Department, and Chelsea Fire Department, along with Oklahoma Forestry Service, are all responding to that fire right now. It's this area here, Craig County and Rogers County, that county line right there. Folks are being evacuated due to a grass fire. So those are some developments that I just got in here. I'm going to keep an eye on that and have some more updates for you as we go along, but we're also going to get a full look at your forecast coming up.
All right, we'll catch you soon. McDonald County students showed off their scientific skills today at the high school science fair preview. Today, students tested experiments ahead of the school's first ever science fair and community science night. Students tested bubbling cabbage at pH labs, did strawberry DNA extraction, worked that baking soda volcano you saw, and did microscope work.
I think it's a great opportunity for people to come out and see that even people at the high school level in advanced classes are really learning about science and what it means to be a researcher, and also that, everybody does science every day.
The full science fair and community science night is going to be tomorrow night from 6 to 8 p.m. in the McDonald County High School main gym. Kids can experience a lot of influences after school, some positive, but also in some cases negative. In tonight's edition of Doing Good, we look at a group trying to provide the positive. Neighborhood Lifehouse, a North Joplin nonprofit, provides school-aged children a secure environment after classes end. The house serves students primarily from the North Joplin area, but accepts any school-aged child who can reach the facility. The organization started in 2009 when local church members noticed children playing in the streets without adult supervision. They offer age-specific after-school programs, including gymnastics and music. Programs address both physical and spiritual needs in the community.
We know that the gospel message is the good news of Jesus, and we want to share that and be his hands and feet in this neighborhood where he has called us.
Staff members provide meals, snacks, and supervision for children whose parents work after school hours. We're going to have much more on this story for you tonight on KOAM News at 10. Coming up, a strong senior presence leads the New Heights girls basketball team this season. Ryan's going to have a look at the Cougars later in sports, but up first.
The Seneca Police Department recently decided to end its contract with Flock license plate readers. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
After having cameras up for less than 90 days, the Seneca Police Department decided to end its contract with Flock license plate readers. KOIM's Kenny Foreman spoke with the Seneca Police Chief to find out what prompted that decision.
We need full answers. Just because they work real well here, we want to make sure these cameras cannot be compromised, and until we are 100% sure they can't be compromised, we're going to go be a part of the system.
Taking note of the rising popularity of Flock cameras, Chief Altick thought signing Seneca to a contract back in February of 2025 could bring a useful tool to his department. But after installing 2 cameras in mid-October, one of them wasn't working, and a lack of help from Flock customer service led to the department taking the cameras down roughly 3 months later.
We couldn't get calls back, we couldn't get any feedback. It just wasn't working out real well. Then when they put the cameras up, one of them, I don't know if it ever had a true working ability. There was always a ticket attached to it for service. It was a little bit rough. Nobody would reach back out to us, wouldn't contact us.
While the lack of communication was frustrating, Chief Altick also took the reports of misuse throughout the country as a sign that the cameras needed to be taken down.
There will have to be some legislation passed. There should have to be some better guidelines down the road. We do not want to be put in a position where there could possibly be anybody in the area that could get these cameras compromised.
He says he understands why the cameras have created so much uneasiness, which is why he doesn't plan on any similar license plate readers coming to the city if the company cannot even address issues and concerns.
When people ask these questions and we don't have an answer to them, we have to reach out to the product people, whoever builds and maintains and does this product, and when you can't get them to call you back over and over, why would anybody be a part of that system?
In Seneca, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Now, Chief Altick maintains that during the short time the cameras were in use, he had no knowledge of any misuse within his department. A little bit later, one of nature's flashiest feathered friends makes its way back to the Show Me stage.
And as the winds calm down, the temperatures are following in suit as well and falling. We're going to talk about how cold it's going to get this evening coming up.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, our temperatures sure felt like spring again today, but changes are coming in the next 12 hours. Take a look at this. 69 degrees was our high today. Our average 51 degrees. Now, this morning, it felt pretty mild out there. It was 49 degrees, and that's going to actually be our overnight low. This is right now 5:53, just before the 6 o'clock show. This is our overnight low, so we're actually going to get much colder from here, so that's kind of telling us that this is 49 right now here in Joplin. You saw that cutoff with some of the bluer colors there. This is the high winds casino cam. Notice kind of shaking a little bit out there. Those winds are still blowing around quite a bit for the moment. Gusts near 30 miles per hour. By that 10 o'clock hour, though, we're going to start seeing these winds begin to calm down. 10, 15 mile per hour gusts tonight, eventually calming to around 5-10 miles per hour as we head into tomorrow morning. Getting a look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Cam. That sun has set. We are getting some nice coloration there from that sun setting tonight. Now, as we head into the later evening hours, temperatures can be right around the mid-30s by 10 o'clock here, but my goodness, we're falling below freezing tonight into the upper 20s by 2 a.m. and then maybe even down into the mid-20s for some areas. Look at Yates Center, 23 degrees there. My goodness, that is going to be very cold out. A very chilly start to tomorrow morning. Have that winter jacket ready to go tomorrow. 28 degrees. With how warm it's been recently, it's going to feel kind of like a temperature shock out there. So give your body the time to adjust. Start the car up a little bit early, warm it up. Winds easing up tonight, so not much of a wind chill out there. Heading into tomorrow afternoon, take a look. Temperatures only at 37 by the noon hour for your Friday. Heading into the late afternoon hours, we're only topping out right around 45, 46 degrees there. And then as we head into the late evening hours, you notice a few pockets of snow further north. Above our banner there, 32 degrees. That's Kansas City. South of the banner here, all these temperatures for us across the area still above freezing. So is there a chance of a spotty shower tomorrow night? Yes, it's more likely to be rainfall than anything else, as this window is only going to be about 4 or 5 hours long where we're below freezing here, so it would have to be perfect timing to get a few snowflakes in there. Not impossible, but it's just unlikely to be snowfall, more likely to be a few scattered showers. Now, heading into tomorrow morning, also a little chilly out there, so we start below freezing, warming up into the 40s once again for your Saturday. But notice, no cloud cover out there. It's going to be a sunny one for your Saturday, just chilly. Taking a look at Sunday here, 46 degrees, a bit cooler for us as well. Heading into Monday, we're still in the 40s, 45, a few passing clouds, but then back into the 50s on Tuesday. We're doing it. We're headed back up. And then we're going to see temperatures back into the 60s by the midweek, cooling down with a chance of rainfall by the later portion of next week.
The roller coaster does take a dip, but it eventually does climb again as well. Thanks. Hey, ruby-throated hummingbirds, they're making their way back to Missouri, and some early sightings are already popping up around here. This hummingbird migrates across much of mainland North America, some traveling as far north as Canada before returning south again in the fall. They'll be plenty hungry when they get here, so now they say is a good time to put out those clean feeders. Experts recommend a simple mix of 4 parts water to 1 part sugar.
So generally, ruby-throated hummingbirds tend to start showing up around mid-April or so. So if you want to start getting those feeders out, getting them nice and clean and full of very nutritious solution for them, also making sure your native wildflowers are also planted and different flowers for them to feed on as well.
For people in the 4 states, the hum of those fast beating wings is a sure sign that spring has arrived. They're kind of fun to watch, so check them out. Still ahead, high school basketball district tournaments tip off next week in Missouri, and the New Heights Cougars are on fire. Coming up in sports, we're going to hear from the core of the seniors who are leading the way on and off the court.
The New Heights girls basketball team has found their rhythm this back end of the regular season, winning 7 of their last 9 games. With the district tournament tipping off next week, the Cougars are ready to make a playoff run. One key for this squad's success is their connection with head coach John Blankenship. For the Cougars senior core, they spent the last 6 years playing for Coach Blankenship, and with a strong foundation that dates back to their middle school days, their bond is tight on and off the court.
He's definitely just been become a huge figure in our lives. I mean, he just leads us in our walk with Christ at school, and then he also leads us on the court, and he's just a great coach all around. And I mean, he's been coaching us since 7th grade, so spending so much time with him and just having him be your main coach for basketball, going through plays that we've known for years, and just having him be your coach in general. I mean, he's just an overall great coach, and I feel it just really strengthens our bond with him, knowing him for so long.
He's the same in class as he is off the court and on the court. He always wants to communicate with us and build good relationships based off of trust and reliability and loyalty. And so being able to have him for so many years has just built a lot of trust and confidence in him as our coach.
The Cougars' 4 seniors have established an emphasis on leadership. With no juniors on the roster this year, the majority of the team is underclassmen, and this quartet of seniors has been determined to lead the way for the youngsters, aiding in their development.
Trying to think back, and when I was a freshman, the seniors played a huge role in just sports in general for me. I remember what they said to me to this day and all that, and just I think leadership is a huge factor when it comes to sports, and just getting them on whether it be helping them with plays or just helping them learn how Coach B coaches and his coaching style, and just being leaders for them on and off the court.
On and off the court, I love to grow with them, make connections with them. I'm driving 3 freshmen to practice every day, so I just get to know them, ask them how their day is going, and just grow with them.
A lot of them have made a ton of improvement. Some of them have been new time players or first-year players or just players with low experience. So getting to see a lot of improvement has been really encouraging for us and for them as well.
The Cougars return to action tonight in their regular season finale against Sarcoxy. Tip-off set for 6:15. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. Kids have a safe place to go after school in North Joplin. We're going to have more on the Neighborhood Lifehouse in tonight's Doing Good. Plus, ever want to eat like an Olympian? Well, dietary experts explain how you can have your cake and eat it too. And a former fighter heads back to the octagon. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A new app is going to help break the language barrier for people visiting Kansas City for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Missouri Restaurant Association is launching a new multilingual menu app that'll translate menus into 28 languages. The Restaurant Association says the Lingo Eats app will launch on March 1st, helping visitors from all around the world find the best food options available. And of course, there will be lots of them around the world.
To have a tool that will allow the international travelers to come in and view our menu in their own language is something that we feel is going to be a very valuable piece in bridging that communication gap.
The app also offers currency conversions and dietary restriction information, and there's a voice option that reads menu items aloud and can answer questions about ingredients and preparation methods. Isn't that amazing? That's even possible.
Sure is. And tell you what, Mother Nature's taking us for a ride this evening. We're going to head up today. We saw our temperatures right around 69 degrees. Get your hands up, Dow.
Yeah,
Here we go. 28 degrees overnight tonight. Boy, it's going to be a cold one out there. But we can look forward to some warmer temperatures again next week. But again, it's still winter.
All right, but we will climb up that roller coaster again. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.